Hello YouTube and welcome to another one of my interviews. This time we have model, musician, photographer, videographer, graphic designer, and most recently had the honor to perform at the Super Bowl halftime show. We have Benjamin C-Jean. Benji, how's it going?
I'm doing good, Shaney. How you?
I'm very good. How have you been doing with like the pandemic and stuff for the last year now? It's just dragging on.
Yeah, to be honest, man, I feel like, we're all getting used to it by now. Like, we're all used to living like this now. We're all adjusting to, like, still doing our lives, but living, like, precautiously. But besides that, like, the pandemic didn't really affect me that hard. I was just working remotely besides that, Yeah, I've actually grown. Like, it's helped me a lot do things that, I've been putting off for a long time. And, yeah, like, I don't know what else to say. People complained about it. I was just like, it's low-key a blessing in disguise. So.
I can agree with that in some ways. I'm only 17, so my high school experience is just getting like
Oh, I'm sorry, bro.
murdered by the pandemic.
Sorry.
But no, I'm not a senior. I'm only a junior, so hopefully my senior year I'll get lucky. I'll have a prom and stuff.
Yeah.
But besides that, I mean, this YouTube channel, it wouldn't be where it is if I didn't have the pandemic to make all the videos. I agree with you on that part. But also, I have my father. He has multiple sclerosis. It's the first time I've even said that on this channel. I don't really care talking about it, but he's high risk for it. So that's like, I've been living more in fear. I know I'd be fine if I got it, but I live in fear of it because I don't know how he'd do with it. So that's, I mean, again.
Yeah, I understand that. That makes complete sense.
No, yeah, and I totally agree with you that it hasn't been as life-changing. Well, it's been life-changing, but it hasn't been as difficult as most people have said for your average person.
I think people just complain that they can't go outside and not being able to do what they want.
Oh, yeah, no, 100%. And people that complain about the pandemic are people that complain about everything. Like, I'm just grateful that I'm just grateful I'm in school with a mask on, even though there's only like 5 other kids in my classes because everyone's virtual. Like.
Exactly, and then we're still alive. We're still here. Like, so many people left us last year. Like,
exactly. Even non-COVID related, we lost so many great. That would have been a tough year regardless, and we had a global pandemic. Like that was a. But I mean, obviously, a lot changed for you. You were in the Super Bowl halftime show, and I gotta ask. A lot of people were talking about it. Did you get to meet The Weeknd at all?
Meet him, like, actually have a one-on-one conversation?
Maybe not one-on-one, but did you get to, like, I don't know, shake his hand, even, like, talk to him at all?
Got to dap him up. I just passed by, yeah, he was like, thank you guys for, doing the show. You guys can't do this without, stuff like that. The formalities, but, like.
Oh, yeah, no.
There was over 190 of us. There's no way, like everybody was going to have their own moment with The Weeknd. So.
No, I understand that. I mean, you're gonna tell your kids how you dapped up The Weeknd. I already know that.
Listen. I needed all these photos just so when I have grandkids, not even kids, grandkids, I'm gonna be like, oh, I performed in the Super Bowl, kids, and they're gonna call me delusional. But they're gonna call me delusional, but I have the proof now. So it's really nice.
No, and I mean, the pictures you took were great. I know you're like a photographer and stuff, but I want to know, what was it like for you to perform at easily the pinnacle of all halftime shows on the planet, being in the Super Bowl? Like, what did it feel like you out there?
It was just a rush, man. Getting to the stadium, it didn't hit me until we're at the stadium, and then we were watching the game because we weren't like inside the stadium. We were on the outside of the stadium waiting for waiting to go in. And so hearing everybody cheering when there was a touchdown, and then 5 seconds later it happened on our phone, like that was when I was just like, damn, we really are here. Like we're here,
Yeah.
And I mean, I performed on stages before, but I mean, I can say this is the biggest stage I ever performed on. I just try not to think about it because when you start thinking about it, you get nervous, and then I almost forgot a part because you just like, oh, final, let's do it. Like I'm here, we're doing it, and then you draw a blank because you're just so excited and stuff like that. Like it was unreal. unreal. Like practicing, we didn't practice with like fireworks and stuff like that. Like all those fire things, like we didn't practice with that. So when we're performing and then you just see things fly up in the air and the lights change and stuff like that, like that's when you're just like, dang, I'm really here. I'm in the middle of it. I'm not even like watching it from the screen like I do every year. Like it's just, it doesn't hit you. Like honestly, it still hasn't hit me. It still hasn't hit me. But like people coming to me like, oh my god, you performed with me. I'm like, yes, it's crazy. It's crazy to think about because I didn't think about it at that moment because, you know, you wanted to stay focused on what you're doing and stuff. So, yeah, it's just exhilarating. It's unreal and definitely like a once-in-a-lifetime experience, to be honest.
I mean, I couldn't imagine an experience like that besides being an athlete or being in the Super Bowl halftime show myself. But, you know, the only reason I even hit you up in particular is because you had a tweet that blew up with the pictures of you. I mean, I didn't, like, in the NBA draft and stuff, because I usually interview athletes, I hit up, like, all the last 30 picks. Or in the NFL, I do the last, like, 100. I didn't text 189 different Super Bowl halftime show performers. I mean, I kind of got lucky that you answered, because I have a lot of people that don't answer me. But, no, and it's definitely got to be crazy. I mean, I'm wondering, how many people are, like, I watched your live yesterday. You said a lot of people from even middle school are, like, texting you. How many people are hitting you up that you, like, haven't heard their name in, like, 10 years, and they're talking about the Super Bowl with you?
So you know how you can see, like, view story reshares on your post?
Yeah.
You know, you can do that. Bro,
Yeah.
I was scrolling for, like, a good 30 seconds. Just get to the bottom. It's just like, who are all these people? Like, they don't normally like my photos. They don't normally comment on my photos. But now, like, I have people who are like, oh, I'm so proud of my boy. Just know the sky's the limit for him. And I clicked their profile, and I couldn't tell you who these people are. Like, it's not even like we have mutuals or anything. So I can't even like distinguish like if they're from middle school or from high school. They're just randoms, man. But I've had so many people hit me up like, wow, you're really putting us on the map. And I'm like, am I?
You?
Yeah, like me. Like you can even see which one was me. I could say I was in the glowing room with the Weeknd if I really wanted to. But nah, like it's actually crazy the amount of like people who hit me up and like, oh, I'm so proud of you. I see you doing your thing. You know, the sky's the limit for you and everything. I had too many to count, to be honest. It was all this.
No,
it's
and
been a rush being a celebrity right now.
oh, I bet it was a rush that like, again, only like an athlete could probably feel that type of rush in front of all those people. But how I was listening a little bit last night, but how did you exactly get selected for the Super Bowl halftime show?
It's really crazy because I had a friend, right? And they knew one of my friends who were a dancer. So I don't know if that makes sense. Yeah, my friend who's a dancer had a friend, right? And that person knew the person who was in charge of the whole halftime show. She's done like 23 halftime shows, she said, and I was like, wow, that's crazy.
Jeez.
But yeah, so they hit him up, and they're like, we need more dancers. And then he hit me up. And the way they describe it, so that you don't know it's a Super Bowl, is like TikTok dancing. They say if you can do a TikTok routine, then you could do this. And I was like, I mean, if you're doing it, bro, I'll do it. And then they said it was for the Super Bowl. And I was like, oh, never mind. I'm definitely down. Because, you know, that's the Super Bowl. Like, what? And it was that easy. Like, just signed up, filled out some information, signed some papers. And I was in. Like, it wasn't like there was an open audition or anything like that. I really thought I was going to get scammed for a second. But, like, it was just that easy. And it was that was literally 3 weeks ago. And it's already over.
That's pretty crazy. I mean, you definitely put yourself, like you're saying in the past question, like you put yourself more on the map than before. I guarantee your followers all went up, everything. I mean, the tweet blew up, which that's the reason I saw it. But I mean, there's one big part of it that I've been reading about a lot, and I haven't gotten a clear answer. Is it true that none of the Super Bowl halftime performers get paid? Like, don't get paid?
I think I didn't get paid. I feel like the issue when the people were like, oh, you're talking to the Super Bowl volunteers, but there was like a select few people who were like a crew. I think they got paid. I'm not sure, but I think they got paid. But I know for a fact I didn't get paid. None of the 109 people who were dressed like me got paid. Even the weekend didn't get paid, which is actually really crazy. So like, I think the crew got paid, but besides that, nobody else got paid. But at the same time, you know how people were like, "Oh, I'll pay you an exposure," right?
Yeah.
If it isn't Super Bowl exposure, don't talk to me.
Exactly.
If it ain't exposure like this, you're not really paying, you know? So yeah.
No, like I do a bunch of stuff. Again, I'm still in high school. I mean, I'm gonna be commentating sports at my school soon. I work for a couple different YouTube channels, podcasts, and I haven't gotten paid anything.
Nice.
Like I do it just for exposure because it's a big deal. But I guarantee you would have probably taken the exposure over whatever money they would have split up between. I mean, unless it was a lot, but among 190 people. So.
I mean, we do get to keep the stuff, and
that's
they
dope.
give us more stuff after. So like, you know,
that's cool.
We have something.
No, that's actually really cool. You could totally like you frame that like the bandage mask looks like a jock strap. You could put that totally in your house.
Yeah.
No, but you know, they hit you up for the TikTok thing, and I saw all of your social medias. But how long have you been dancing and entertaining for?
It's really funny you say that because I'm not a dancer. I mean, like my friend, he was a dancer, and we have a TikTok account together. He does mainly the dances and stuff like that, and I'm the photographer, videographer, so I just record it and whatnot. So sometimes he makes me dance with him. I'm not a dancer, but I always say I'm not a dancer, but I can learn some moves.
You can get down. You're saying.
Yeah, I can get down. If I know the moves, I'm gonna do them. But entertaining. I mean, like I said, I've been in front of stages. I've done like a showcase / pageant, whichever one you want to call it. I put on shows. I hosted events and stuff like that. But nothing compares to being on that stage, like right there next to the GOAT Tom Brady, like just like that's a different kind of stage, man. So I'd say I've been doing that since I went to college, and that's been about 4 or 5 years, almost 4 years now. So yeah, August will make it 4 years. So ever since I came to college, I've been putting myself more out there, just doing new things because just to put myself out there and whatnot. So this was definitely one of those steps where I definitely put myself out there, and yeah, like I said, sign me up, man.
I mean, the worst that's gonna happen is they're gonna say, "Hey, no, we're not using you." So I mean, it's kind of you can't lose in that situation.
Yeah.
But speaking of your college experience, you've always been really competitive throughout most of your life, whether it be running for the crown of Neg Mawan at the University of South Florida or bringing as much emotion into your photos as you can. But I want to know, what would you say your biggest accomplishment in life is besides the Super Bowl?
I would say the biggest accomplishment, personally, would be it's Neg Mawan. It's French. It's a French word or Haitian word, a Creole word. Doing that pageant was the first time I put myself on the stage, for me, because sometimes I'd be part of a team, I'd be part of an organization, I'd be doing the inside work and stuff like that. But being front center, I did that for myself. I put my heart and soul into everything that I did on that day, into the whole showcase, into my platform and everything. Before that, I've never put so much energy into perfecting something. But after that point and winning it, and that was my first year, so I was a freshman going up against people who've been there for years. So putting myself out there and winning it made me feel like at that point I could do anything. And I guess that's why it's my most and greatest accomplishment to me, because that's when I realized anything that I put my mind to, anything that I think out and plan out and execute, like I'll get it done. And that attitude is what's been leading me to more and better opportunities nowadays, because that was that moment that I proved to myself I could do it. And proving it to yourself was important. So that's why I say that's my greatest achievement so far.
Would you put it over the Super Bowl in your opinion, or no? No, that's a tough. You ever think you'll get something bigger in your life than the Super Bowl, or you think that's a peak? I hope it's not the peak for you, but do you think?
I mean, I hope it's not the peak either. But if you highlighted the Super Bowl, if unless I'm starting to the Super Bowl, I don't know what opportunities yet lie for me. But whatever comes, I'm just gonna put myself out there like I have been doing, and hopefully, eventually, I do top it. I do get to say I've done something cooler than performing the Super Bowl the weekend, which sounds crazy when it comes out your mouth, but hopefully down the road I will. But definitely that's number one right now.
Well, no, yeah, it's been like less than a week. I'd be amazed if you did something bigger than that so far. that'd be even more amazing. This would be
that'd be real crazy. Like I had a whole lineup of just life-changing things.
But I saw your post. It said year 23, and that obviously is a big deal for you. And I can tell you're a sports fan, because if you weren't a sports fan, I don't think you'd be wearing a half a LeBron and half a Jordan jersey and taking the photo shoot, the videos. And I loved it. I thought it was executed perfectly. But I want to hear who you. I want to see what your opinion is. Who's better in your opinion, Jordan or LeBron?
This debate. I will have to say LeBron is my GOAT. I've never actually said it.
Wow.
But as of right now, like, I know Jordan is like the undisputed GOAT, but the way LeBron is going in his career and he's not slowing down right now, at what point, what can he do to become the GOAT? Like, at that point, you're just hating, because this man's done literally it all. He's done it all, and he's done it all multiple times. And that's, like, the longevity of it. Like, that's what legends are made of. That's why, like, Tom Brady just got his, sixth ring?
Seventh ring.
My bad. 7th ring.
It's insane to say. 7 rings it's a record.
Right. It's the longevity of it. So, like, at a certain point, you got to just give it up to the man and just say, even though, like, Jordan is perfect from the finals, like, I bet you if Jordan was played as many years as him, like, he would not have done as well for so long. You know what I'm saying?
I like that argument. I mean, I'm as you know, you saw some of my channel. I'm a pretty big sports fan. I debate that it's Jordan, but I like your argument. It's pretty good. But someone said that Mahomes losing to Brady was like if rookie LeBron lost to, or original Cavs LeBron lost to, like, Wizards Jordan, and I was like, wow. And I was like, that's a good comparison. But I mean,
that's a good comparison.
It's a really good comparison. But I think the way that LeBron is going to cement himself as the greatest of all time, because I think there's a good chance he could still, is once he starts regressing, what's going to happen? Is he still going to have to, is he going to be like Jordan on the Wizards? Is he going to have the ball in his hands, or is he going to take, like, that Magic Johnson passing a point guard type of role, which already he started passing a lot more on the Lakers especially than he ever did in his career. But I want to see what he does with that, and then that'll kind of put him as the GOAT for me.
Yeah. Okay. I see that. But you said when he starts regressing.
If
keeps getting better.
All right, fine. If he starts if he retired on top, I wouldn't be surprised. But also that would probably put him out of the GOAT conversation, because, like, Peyton's not in the GOAT conversation for me or anyone, because Brady's obviously the GOAT. But
yeah.
But, like, if he would have, like, kept playing and then I mean, it's different in football being a backup compared to coming off the bench in basketball. So, but I want to see LeBron play with his son. I want to see him and his son do something. That'd be cool. But
the fact that LeBron can, like, there's even a chance he might Jeez.
I think they're trying to switch up the rule. I think they're gonna do it too, where you can skip college and come to the NBA. It's gonna be the year LeBron's son is coming into the league. Watch, and LeBron's contract. What was that?
What'd you say? No, you're not gonna lie. You're right. You're right.
It'd be awesome. And LeBron's contract currently ends the year that his son's getting drafted, so he's going to go wherever his son goes. There's no debate about it. If he doesn't, I'd be amazed. But I mean,
LeBron always plotting.
Oh, he's always been playing. But I mean, I would love to argue with you about Jordan or LeBron all day, but I have you here for a big reason. I know I asked the question, but just to go back into it a little bit, I want to start to wrap it up. I have a few more questions. Out of everything you do, whether it be photo, video, graphics, modeling, even your rap career, what would you say brings you the most joy?
Out of that's a good question. Out of all of it, what brings me the most joy? I'm a finesse this question. I'd say bringing me the most joy is seeing people appreciate what I do, no matter what it is. Whether it's taking photos or it's making music, which I do for fun. I do that for fun. I'm not a rapper, but I do it for fun. And modeling, people people appreciate the art, appreciate how much work I put into just the crafts that I like doing, and I enjoy each and every single one of them. Or I wouldn't do them. I enjoy each. If I didn't enjoy it, I wouldn't do it. Basically, so I'd say what gives me the most joy is seeing the reactions after and seeing how much people appreciate it, people share it, or people just tell me what it meant to them, And I think that shows that my hard work is actually paying off. And does that answer your question? Is that a good enough answer for your question? Because I know I didn't directly answer it, but I tried to answer it.
That's it's a goal of mine when I interview people. You're the 12th person. In every interview, I have to try and stump them with a question, something that's going to make them really think. And you're the first person I'd say that's given one of my, best questions in the interview. I'm not going to say the best possible answer. Obviously, you could have said, oh, I like photo the most, but, if, beforehand I would have said that. But you gave the best possible answer I could think of. Like you said, you finessed it, but it was a 5-star question, got a 5-star answer. I like how you put that.
Thank you.
Of course. Now I'm going to ask.
I appreciate that.
Of course. I mean, I work hard to try and stump people. I've stumped most of them. Everyone that I've tried, I've stumped. And I stumped you for a second there. You went, wow. You said, wow.
I was like, oh, man.
But now I want a straight up answer on this one. Out of those, which is the most difficult for you?
I actually do photography and video, photography and videography for I make money off it. I do it for a living. I'd say that's the most difficult for me, and the reason I say that is because at first when I started it, I did it for fun.
Okay.
And people were like, "Oh, I'd pay you for it," and I'm like, if people pay me for it, I could actually do this, do this, right? But at a certain point, it became more of just doing what the client wants and making them happy. And I started comparing myself and stuff like that. So I was losing the joy of why I actually started doing it because it was just work now. So I say it's the hardest for me because I've recently, when I say recently, I mean this is one of my New Year's resolutions to get back into doing it for fun, enjoying it, doing whatever comes to my mind, just trying to go out and create it because doing it for money is great and all, but if you don't like what you're doing, then there's like I said, I'm not gonna do it. There's no point in doing it. So getting back to the basics, basically, and loving what I do is really, really the goal right now. So that's why it's so hard for me because now I'm getting back to that.
No, and I love that answer because I mean
Yeah.
that's what I think about it all the time because I do want YouTube, not YouTube necessarily, but I want to like talk about sports for a living. And the thing is like once it's for a living, that's when it's like it's not exactly always in the eye of the creator. It's more like you do, and I like how you said that with the photo, like, oh, I'd pay you to do this, and then you started it, and then it was like you didn't get all of the creativity that you wanted, and it wasn't necessarily if you thought you did your best job, it's if they thought you were going to do your best job. So I understood that. And that's why I get nervous about sometimes like my YouTube videos. I've seen a lot of YouTubers fall off because, they fall in love with it just like I am. I've been doing this for over a year now. I'm not doing it for money. Obviously, if I was doing this for money, I would have stopped a year ago. But that's why I get scared because like if once I start making money, it's like people are gonna want to see certain type of videos, and certain type of videos do well. And all the videos that do well for me, it's not something like I make breaking news videos that always blow up. Like by blow up, I mean one got like 10,000 views.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that one.
But it's like those videos. That's like not something I don't want to be like a Woj. I want to be like, and I hate to say it, I want to be like a Max Kellerman or like a Skip.
Oh, you really said that.
I mean.
You want Iguodala.
No, I want Max Kellerman how he talks about boxing. I don't want him how he talks about basketball. He needs to stick to basketball.
Oh man, that video is good.
But no.
Yeah, I completely understand that, man. And honestly, as long as you're doing what you love and you doing
it's never a job.
With your heart, you can't ever go wrong. Even if like you get started paying, like they came to you because of what you wanted to create.
Exactly.
So I don't think you ever go wrong with that if you just do what you love, bro.
No, and that's what I'm trying to do for sure. And I think you're definitely. I mean, that you said was your New Year's resolution. That's gonna be something you're working on, and you're working on actively, I assume. But I want to know, and this is how I end all my interviews, and it's kind of a cheesy question now because it's kind of my backup stump question. If I don't stump you, this one usually is like because no one thinks about this. So this is like a staple of what I end my interviews with. So what do you want your legacy to be?
That's funny because it's Legacy B Studios, my photography and everything.
I'm gonna link it. Don't worry, and I'm gonna let you plug whatever you want at the end.
Appreciate it. I want my legacy to be. See, you almost got me. You almost got me. I want my legacy to be impactful. I want to leave something that inspires people.
Ooh.
That's a very simple question. That's a very simple answer, but I don't know how. Like, there's multiple ways you can inspire people. I want to do something that inspires people to either follow their dreams or to be happy or whatever it is that they need at that moment, but to inspire people and just to know that I was an impactful person that helped impact people's lives and stuff like that. That's what, like, being successful is good. Of course, I want to be happy being successful, but being impactful and inspiring people, that's like a trophy. That's like, I know this one artist, he was like, when he was an artist, he was like, when people in pain quote me, those are the real trophies, like those are the real Grammys when people in pain quote me. So like, kind of like that, like if I can inspire you and help you in a dark place or just make you feel some way that you haven't felt in like years, like then that just makes me feel like I'm doing actually making a difference.
I always say on like from the first one to now, or the second one because the first one was the first one. From like the second interview to now, I always say the person always does better than the last, and I'm getting sick of saying that. But every time I feel like I just get such a unique and good answer I wasn't expecting. I mean, there was one person who brought up like family and like buying their mom a house and being known for like something like that. So I mean, that kid's and that kid's like younger than me, so I'll probably always give it to him. But that was such a good and thoughtful. You said it was a simple answer, and it was, but like it was so you constructed it so well that it was amazing. I'm not gonna lie.
I appreciate that.
I really appreciate you coming on, letting me interview you. If you
listen, the pleasure's on my. Listen. You invited me here. You invited me into your domain to speak. So like, I appreciate you, my man.
Hey, you killed it. There's been interviews I've done where I haven't even posted them because the kid is just. I've had some disrespectful people. I've just had some people that need to not have their dog in the room with them barking. Like you.
Oh man.
I know. You went about this really professionally, and thank you for that. And now I'm gonna ask you for all the links for you to send to me, but you can plug whatever you want. You can say where people should follow you, everything like that, and you can say whatever you want to end this. And floor is yours.
Oh, okay. Well, y'all follow my personal Instagram, trustme_black. Follow the Twitter, Benji03_BNJI. Photography and videography. I'm about to take off now that I'm not practicing. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Like, I have so many photos, like so many cool ideas. You follow that's on Instagram at legacy b.studio. The B stands for Benji, but also stands for Legacy Building. So, I do. He did talk about my music, but I was like, let me relax and next. I do it for fun, but I have a mixtape called Clear Vision with my homeboy Ben. That thing's fire. I'm not gonna lie to you. I know some people be like, oh, I have a homeboy that does that, and he's they'd be embarrassed to plug him in, but like, no, I'm not embarrassed to plug this in because this is cheap, trust me. Besides that, that's about it. That's everything I do right now currently. We'll see what else I do.
It's always expanding.
If we ever run it back, man.
Oh, I'd love to. You kidding me? You're the second person to say that out of the 12. You're the second person to say like, oh, let's run it back sometime. I'd always be down. Anytime, even if the followers start to dip and I'm a little bit bigger, I would love to interview you again, man. You are really good for I wasn't expecting all this when I was like I pride myself on the amount of research I do. I wasn't expecting.
No, you should. Oh, you caught me off guard with all that. He's done his research.
No, especially when I brought up the University of South Florida thing. I was like, that's gonna get him. But
Now you're a really good interview, bro. Like, I enjoyed this interview. Like, you asked real questions, and I appreciate that for real.
Thank you, man. You gave real answers. I would say this is a great interview on both parts, but of course, I always kind of put it on the person that's asked the questions because, like, I have the questions written out in front of me. So you're answering off the top of your head. But again, man, thank you. Go follow Benji on everything. He's awesome. He's definitely going to get another interview in the future. And this is fun again, man. And thank you for coming on again.
Of course, bro. Anytime.
And thank you guys for watching. Subscribe to my channel. Go follow Benji everywhere. And that's all. Peace out.